Good evening, everyone. You're welcome to Day 4 challenge of the performance testing challenge organized by QualityTechies. So apologies for yesterday's video. There was no audio because the recording was taken without me unmuting myself. So I'll do a recap of that and we can get in today's topic. So let's just dive right in. Okay, so yesterday, let me get to it. This should be, let me make this. This is today's. All right. So yesterday, our focus was on generating environment variable and uh, performing assertions using checks. Yeah, using checks. So I'll go over to my code in VS Code. So what I did was initially what we had here was base URL for the page we are visiting. So what I did was to parameterize our URL. So I declared a constant called base URL. So then this is dash environment.base URL double pipe. And this is the URL that the user is accessing. So I declared the base URL as a constant, and I use an .m to save the URL. So the next thing I did was to include threshold. Threshold, threshold, yes. Yesterday's class was threshold and environment variable. Apologies. Okay. Go over. So this is not yesterday's class. Yes, environment variable and threshold. So just ignore that. So environment and threshold. So the next one is threshold. So threshold, by threshold, it means we are setting like quality gate for our test. So we have two threshold tests here. The first one is to test that the response duration for 95% of any action initiated. I want them to be less than, I want the time it takes for 55% of my requests to be less than 1,000 milliseconds. Then the second one is for every request that I initiate, I want the error rate to be less than 0.001. So basically, this is what I explained in the short video. So I'm going to be running the test right now. So there will be a slight change in our command for running the test. It should be K6 run -e, which means environment variable. Base, we specify the base URL, base underscore URL equals to the URL. Then we now go ahead and write script slash first K6 with .js. We specify our directory. Basically, what we're just instructing cases to take note of the environment variable, which is specified as base underscore URL, and the value is test.k6. So I'm going to run that. So test. So what we're currently doing is we are running 5 users for 10 seconds. So our result is out. So in this request, 95% of our test, the time it took 95% of users accessing the page, like 5 users accessing the page, it took them an average of 340.64, which is less than what was specified here as 1,000. So our threshold was successful. Then we can see that the rate is 0.000. You can see that we have no error rate, so that also passed as well. So I'm going to be reducing this. So let's see 100 and see if that is expected to fail anyway. So let's just take a look at it. You can see that our test failed. So if any of the thresholds should fail, our test will keep running, only that it marks this as a failed test, like the threshold specified failed. So we have 25% request was executed within 209.06, which failed. So that is that. So today we are going to be going through Rampup and Rampdown. Rampup and Rampdown. So Rampup means user joining, and Rampdown means user leaving. So I want you to picture this as a scenario where, for instance, 500 people enter the shopping mall. So if we say we have 2,000 users in 100 seconds or 1,000 seconds, we can see that this is unrealistic. In a real life scenario, if individuals or customers try to shop in a shopping mall, 2,000 users cannot clog the shopping mall. So in a real life scenario, some will come at certain time after shopping for all their desired items. They leave at certain points. Then another set of people come inside. So at some point, it might be peak hours, maybe by afternoon. You know, when the shop is first open, people might just be strolling in and coming into shop. By there will be a peak period where we can have about let's say 500 people. So at some point, the staff leaving. So when it gets to about 6 or 7 in the evening, we'll see that the number of users reduces. So that's how I want you to picture what ramp up and ramp down means. So at certain point, we have a lot of people accessing the facility, and at some point we'll have people leaving, which is a ramp down. So in order to simulate that, we make use of staging. So this script means we have 5 users. Our target is 5 users. So when they come in, they use 5 seconds. So at some point, we have 5 users in 3 seconds. So it gets to some period of time where there will be nobody in the shopping mall. So it just reduces at Rampdown people leave. So let's just copy this line of code. So we're going to replace that with a virtual number of users. So because now we are not testing fixed number of users, we are going to be using Rampup and Rampdown. So let's just go ahead and run our code. So we can see looping 5 virtual users for 30 seconds over 3 stages. So we can see the result of the test. So let's just increase this so that our test will pass. So the minimum duration of time for a request to be executed shouldn't be more than 500 milliseconds for a request. So I'll run that shortly. So we can see our results here. So the total duration is 13 seconds. You can see up to 5 looping virtual users for 13 seconds. So we want to run the test for 13 seconds. However, we broke it into stages to ramp up and till you get to ramp down. So I'm going to run the test once again. So our test is running, looping up to 5 virtual users over 3 stages, ramping down. So our test is completed. So our test, okay, our test still did not pass because it's used 642.6, which is not so good. The minimum should be 500. So in order for us to have a successful test, I'll still try to, let me increase it to 700 for the purpose of our tests. Down 30 seconds. So we can see our test passed now. So that will be the end of today's challenge. So I'll just implore you to follow QualityTechies on YouTube and follow us on LinkedIn as well, and stay for updated videos of training series organized by QualityTechies. So by tomorrow, we'll be having our last class, and an assessment will also be shared. If you are not in the QualityTechies WhatsApp community, you can indicate that in the comment section on YouTube so that you can be added. What I will need is your mobile phone number so I can add you to the platform. Thanks for listening to today's video. So see you tomorrow for the day 5, which is the final day for the challenge. Kudos to you if you've made it so far to day 4. I'll say you should give yourself a pat on the back. You have done so well for yourself. So see you tomorrow. Have a restful night rest and have a great weekend. Bye.